Hello, it's Peter Merrick. I was struck when I read 1984, written by George Orwell. He wrote two books that influenced me during my youth, Animal Farm and 1984. The first time I ever became conscious of 1984 was the Apple computer, the Macintosh, that was shown in a commercial during the Super Bowl in January of that year. And it's ironic that Apple is now going through people's data and is controlling what people see, since it represented in 1984 a break from Big Blue, from the system. So in 1984, the thing that struck me the most is at the end of the book, they keep on questioning the main character, Winston. What is 2 plus 2? 2 plus 2. And they want him to say 5, but not only say 5, they want him to believe it's 5. Recently, I've thought about that again and again and again, especially since I saw an interview of George Orwell in 1950, just before he died, giving a warning to humanity about what was in store for us if we did not wake up. 2 plus 2 equals 4. You might say to yourself, who would fall for that? Well, I think about how I've fallen for it, because really it is not questioning it. It's giving our power, our senses over to authority, accepting someone else's narrative, looking at things and not saying that doesn't make sense. That's way above my education. I remember having a conversation with someone who actually deferred to someone we grew up with as being an expert because they were a medical doctor. And you want to know what I've learned? Because I'm in the financial system. Someone might say they've been in business for 30 years doing something. That doesn't mean they've been doing it right. You know where people actually make the greatest contributions? It's called a novice effect. It's where you walk into a system, into a way things are done, and you have no preconceived notions and you do it differently. That's how innovation happens. When you do not have control of your thoughts because you're restricted by the policing of being politically correct, then you lose your autonomy to be a thinking human being. You are given a brain to think, to question. You know what I just read recently? In the place where I was born, there is a hospital system that required all its doctors to get for the, and 3 of them died, and they were in their late 40s, early 50s. 3 of them died, and there was a whistleblower who shared that the fact that they had, and 3 are not with us. Are you not asking questions? I know I've mentioned this before if you've listened to my videos about the dodo bird. In 1592, the Portuguese landed in Mauritius, which is in the Indian Ocean. And there were these birds, and they were quite large. They were anywhere from 60 to 90 pounds. The reason they got the name dodo birds is because the hungry sailors just wanted to eat. So they walked up to these birds, and they just clobbered them and killed them. And they didn't run away. They didn't have any natural instinct because they had no perspective to know what was happening. So you would have a few hundred of them, and I could kill 5 of them right next to you, and they would just go on with their day. You know what happened to the dodo bird? We have no pictures of them. They went extinct. If you do not pay attention, if you do not ask questions, if you acquiesce, you will be that dodo bird. Now, I want to share with you a known fact stat. 30% who fall into mass hypnosis, doesn't matter what you do, you can't break them. 30% will automatically wake up after a short period of time. And there's 30% who are in mild hypnosis. That if they get questioned and their cognitive function, their higher brain function kicks in, they will wake up too. So this video is for the 30% to know that I'm there with you. It's for the other 30% who are being agitated by me because they know something is wrong, that there's hyperinflation, and it's obvious how it happened. If you have people who do not work, you lock them in and you just print money, of course there's going to be a scarcity of goods to buy with this fiat cash. It is predictable. Don't think that this wasn't planned. You can go onto the Rockefeller Foundation site and you can see it in their reports. You can go into the Johns Hopkins Hospital and you can see their reports. You can go and read the UN 2021 and UN 2030. It's there. If you go and check out the World Economic Forum, they tell you what they plan for you. So don't be surprised, because there's a simple rule which has become very obvious, that if you don't say no, these psychopaths who are making these decisions for the rest of us, they see it as us giving them consent. They do it to us, and if we don't say no, guess what? They continue. And they're able to say to themselves, we told them. They were just lazy, and they never looked. I'm going to share one last thought that scares the hell out of me. And I discovered about a year and a half ago that I and everybody else I know are cannibals. We are baby eaters. Don't take my word for it. You can go onto Wikipedia and you can actually find out for yourself. There is a food additive which is called Simamix, and it is allowed to be put in almost all the food that we eat. And what it does is it enhances your sensation that you have more sugar than you're actually having, or more salt and more fat. It's tricking your brain. On the Wikipedia site, they tell you the origins of it. In the 1970s, there was a healthy female embryo, an aborted baby, that they took and modified some cells from the kidney, and they kept it alive and they modified it, and now they're putting it in our food, and it tricks our brain. Could you imagine tricking our brain, tricking our bodies? I'm going to use an example. When you take medicine and they have a capsule and they tell you that, this is so you don't feel bitter, the creator made it so that our bodies, our taste buds, they tell us about danger, something that's bad, something that smells bad. We instinctually will stay away from it. But what's been done is we've been manipulated. So 2 plus 2 equals 4. I don't care what anyone else says. I will not acquiesce to stupidity. I don't care if I get attacked. I know when I am being attacked, what that means is, especially with someone who is threatened by it, it means their cognitive function is happening and they're fighting it. And I will invite you when you wake up. Instead of being woke, you become awake. Because we need as many people who are as awake as possible who say, I will not acquiesce. 2 plus 2 will always equal 4, and it's your responsibility to become cognitive that you are saying that it's 5. Have an awesome day.